All right. So as you can see down here, we've got a water pump on a 6.5 diesel. I do not know the condition of it or how healthy it is. The engine has 260,000 miles. However, I'm in the process right now of getting the injection pump and the lines back on. And to make it a lot easier, I'm going to pull this plate out because I'll be able to see the bolts a little bit better. So we got these three right here. And I figured, well, 260K, let's go ahead and slap, while I pull that off, let's slap a new water pump on here. And we got this flow cooler right here. I got this from QuadStar. And it is you have to specify if you want the bolt-on clutch or the spin-on clutch. I'm staying with the bolt-on. And as you can see, I'm gonna have to reuse the backing plate. So this is just here. There's a backing plate that's gonna have to be kind of removed from the truck and reinstalled on this one. And then I'll have to swap my studs over onto this one, and then I can reinstall it. If you have time or money, either both, I suppose, it might be a good idea to replace this hose and replace your bottom one if you can afford it. I think this is like 75 bucks or so, and I'm not sure if this is just a straight hose or not. I'm gonna try to reuse this one because it really don't, I mean, I'm probably gonna try to reuse that one. But that bottom one I'm not gonna replace for the time being. So let's see, this is just a clamp right there. Just come off, and then I'm just gonna I'm probably gonna slide this top one down to here, so, and that way just wiggle this off and take it off with the whole water pump. But basically all these bolts that come up around, you gotta take off, and then the whole thing will just slide off. All right, so I tightened up my injection pump because I just put that back on. But the water pump is off. Notice there is a large main gasket here that you'll have to buy. It runs around pretty much everything. So make sure you have one of those on hand. Clean this up nice for reassembly. Take careful to make sure you get your torque as close as you can on these. Obviously, a lot of coolant goes through there. Now, when it comes to the new pump, see how this is how the new one comes right here, and it does come with a little gasket. I think I'll need to check the specs on if you're supposed to use that or use a sealant. But I thought I heard last time using anaerobic sealant. I'll check on the internet again on that. But basically, there's a plate right here. I've got to do the old two nuts together trick and get off each stud and put them in this one. And then also make sure you have a new hose. This one I might reuse actually. If it comes off clean on this side like it did this side, I'm probably going to reuse this one. If you have the time and money, make sure, just replace it. It can't be too much. I'm kind of in a pinch right now. But as you see on the back, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, and then the pump will be released from the plate. Clean the plate up super good because it's sealing on both sides, right? Oil on one and coolant on the other. And then you'll take your new pump, put it on, and do the screws in the back again. Put this back on, and then once your nuts are in, you'll be ready to go for the next install. So let me see what I can do. All right, so I finally found some anaerobic gasket maker. This will be good for using this as dressing for the gasket. I wanted to use anaerobic because once this guy gets pushed on here, technically everything's covered and it has nowhere to breathe. So I did it last time with an anaerobic maker and it worked out fine. So I'm gonna do it again. This stuff I found at Advanced Auto Parts. None of the other parts stores had it. So it's either on Amazon or Advanced Auto Parts. But I cleaned this off the best I could. Apparently even with a red scrub brush, still doesn't get all this that clean. If you're able to make that perfect, that'd be ideal. But what I'm gonna do, so this is the new flow cooler. I've got the studs already on here. I'm gonna reuse this hose because it seems like it should be just fine. It's definitely in better shape than the other hoses. So let's flip this over. So it's got this pretty extensive wheel, nice looking orange wheel. Too bad nobody will ever see it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply the dressing to the gasket. Well, actually I'm gonna apply dressing here first, then place the gasket in place. So this is gonna look like something like this, and hopefully it kind of sticks. And once that happens, then I will flip this around like so and just put the bolts in the back. Remember, you gotta have your 6 bolts right here. Sorry, I'm kind of doing this with minimal lighting right now. That's it. So let me do it and get back to you. Bam. It's all done. There's still excess. I wiped out most of the holes that are visible because obviously the plate bolts on this side, but on the inside, these couple around here, that's why you need the anaerobic sealant, because there's no air for it. You know, air is only going to reach the outside ones. So I'm gonna let this dry a couple hours, maybe like an hour, however long it takes me to get the balancer off. But I got my water pump bolts in order like this, and this is honestly one of the easiest ways to remember where they go because they're all different size bolts. I'm gonna take one out at a time. I'll probably take out like 4, clean them real good, set this in place, and then take the rest out, clean them, and put them all in. So I used 17 foot-pounds was the spec that I found for these. So I got them all at 17. And as you can see, that's what it looks like in the front. There's going to be some seepage, but overall it's just a completely new setup. All right, so let me go look at my gaskets and what else I got for the putting this upper timing cover back on, because obviously you're going to need a gasket around here because these right here pretty crucial water jackets for the water pump. So definitely got to make sure those are sealed. I'm going to be using Halimar Blue for basically this entire surface. I'm going to use this as a dressing for the gasket, just like I used this Permatex right here. Let's see, this was the anaerobic stuff, 51813. It's red. I use that for that, and then for the stuff that is going to touch coolant and oil, I'm gonna use this one right here. So I got my grinder to clean off all these threads, and then hopefully the next time, let's look at see what this looks like. Actually, I already cleaned the block, so the block should be pretty clean. Let's see. Yeah, that block's plenty clean. I just gotta get my gasket situated and put it back on. I'm doing the balancer down there as well during this job, so I'm actually doing quite a lot on this job. It's a pretty extensive rebuild right now. I gotta get a new one of those water pump hoses because I crushed it. Plus, Flow Cooler recommends you get new hoses whenever you put on their particular water pump because it's supposed to sustain a higher coolant pressure in the hoses than the original pumps. So they say if you have weak hoses, it might burst. So I've got a very fresh upper, and I ordered a new lower that's still yet to come. So I'm waiting for that to come. But I can put on the water pump tonight and do that whenever that comes. All right, guys, I feel a little dumb. I got my gasket here. We're gonna finish up the water pump. As you see, the balancer is already off. And if you're gonna pull the seal, it does help for some extra leverage to have the water pump off, just for your puller, you know, because it sticks out far enough. It is kind of in the way. So I'm gonna install the seal, the puller or balancer another day, and put the water pump back together now. If you're really dumb, because I paid for that seal when my kit came with one. I can't return the other one now because it's already on the car. I can't return this whole kit because I need parts of it. But look at this. It came with this. That came with the flow cooler kit. I suppose these are probably for the main typing cover on the back side. But so that basically this is at AutoZone. Check this out. I got this from AutoZone. It even came with I think that's for the balancer repair. Where is it? Where's the numbers on this? Here we go. Look at this. This was $15. And it came with all this. And I'm probably gonna save it. You know, just one. It's a lot of seals for not a lot of money when I only needed one of them. So I think in the future I may. I just had them search timing. I needed the upper timing cover gasket, and this was the only thing that came up in the auto parts system. Now I guarantee the dealer, if I went to a dealer and ordered this, I would bet that gasket was probably $15 by itself. Versus, look at this, even for the injection pump. But that's crazy. So we're gonna go use our. Actually, was that? What was that? And it came with a tube of red Loctite. Look at that. Pro Lock 11. Interesting. All right, so this is garbage. The only thing I need is that one seal. We're gonna take that back to the pump and get it kind of dressed up and kind of set a little bit on the back of the pump itself. All right, so my pump's been drying, and we are going to get that right up other side. That's it. That is the one I needed. So we're gonna get this dressed up a little bit, and then I'm gonna use my Halomar blue on both sides, and then make sure that's nice and clean, which mine's, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if it's corrosion or what, but it's very smooth. I use that red sandpaper-ish material, extremely smooth. So I don't think I'm gonna have any troubles. All right, guys, we are getting much closer to a complete motor. This water pump is on. Those two studs are part of bolts that hold on this tensioner bracket that I don't have right there, an alternator bracket. I'm gonna get that right there. Gotta get that oil drain situated before I put that back on. But right now, I do remember on my older one, see how it's nice and shiny? I'm in the South, in Georgia. It doesn't last, even in Georgia. The rust starts coming. Surface rust takes away that shine pretty quick. So that was not a bad idea of a part to paint. Kind of keep it, if you got time, before you put it on. Definitely make sure to have that lower portion of the hose already on the water pump, because as you put it on, you kind of slide that top part in place, like I had it earlier in the video. Because if you try to put that on first and then put the hose on, you're probably going to break the hose. Now, as you can see, that hose, I probably should have replaced it because, like I said, it's hard to do. You basically have to take the water pump off to do it. But none of the parts stores had it, and to be honest, that is a lot harder still than, say, for example, that bottom one. That bottom one is terrible. But it's starting to look a little bit bad with the bumps. But I don't know. If it blows up, I guess we know that was a problem. I probably should have replaced it. But all the bolts with 13s, here, a couple back here, and 2 at the bottom, 17 foot-pounds. The bigger ones with 15s over here and over here, those got 31. I don't know if my wrench was set at 31 or 32, but that's for a little bit different spec. If you accidentally do a 32 at these, you'll bust the gasket. Like, you'll literally see it start oozing out, like the paper start oozing out. So, all right, I got my thing back in, and I'm just waiting on a balancer install tool, and I need a Torx 50 to put on that, and then the front part of the motor is going to go back together. So good news, progress is finally coming to this old Suburban. Thanks for watching.